That flexibility and rigidity in the mind, and what does that mean? I think it's very much connected to the idea, and you might have heard it before, of being in love with the idea. A lot of times we're so consumed with the idea of doing something, with the picture that we already see in our head, and we really want to bring it to reality, the idea of the idea.
Lily, don't you get it? I want you. But I'll never get married. Thought that was clear.
Well, I want marriage. I thought that was clear. Oh! I just hate you so much right now. I can't believe you're willing to throw us away over an idea.
Lily, I could say the same thing about you.
See, or to say like, well, I just love so hard, but you know, like loving so hard doesn't equate to holding on so hard. It doesn't equate to not being able to let go. Awareness is the first step, and awareness is very helpful, but it depends what you do with it. And changing the quality of the mind is not an easy job. Forging forward when it's already like, I should have taken a different turn, I should have made a U-turn, this is not what's for me, I should have changed the direction. And I wanted to change, it's not even should, I wanted to, but I was too committed to the idea. And I feel like in that awareness, you kind of see what is happening in your own mind, what is happening within you. And then you're forced a little bit in the unknown, because chances are you don't straight away know what you want instead, right? Something that I have used from CBT, and there are different models on how like to challenge your own thoughts, and you can actually write it out. I am going to include a prompt for that in this video. And then another thing is, and I think this is probably one of the most powerful ones, is mantra chanting. I don't know what it is and what it does, but it does something to your brain on a physiological, neurological level. It's kind of, ironically, through repetition, there is certain unstuckness to certain thought patterns. And I have witnessed that myself many times. And I've also witnessed how I'm not even aware of some certain like thought patterns that I had. And I think the biggest example, maybe inspiring one I can give, is I applied for this job, and I really felt good about it. I felt like I'm going to get it. Everything just felt so aligned, but then I didn't hear from anyone for so long, and at the time I kind of thought like, well, that's it. They're just not gonna give it to me, that's it. And the guy who reached out to me, who was initially like interested, saw my resume and he was gonna set up an interview, he just didn't get back to me for like over a week, and I was like, yeah, that's just not gonna happen. And I think I was not even realizing how I am blocking some thoughts in my head around like, I'm not gonna reach out to him, this is just not gonna happen. I think I was just kind of distracting myself with other things, not even realizing there is some thought process going around that. And then I remember a friend of mine, she was organizing a group chant, and so I joined that, and it was almost like 15 minutes chanting. And I remember very strongly how I keep thinking about that person, and that I need to reach out to him, I need to follow up with him. And I think that was, and then in the moment I wasn't realizing what's happening. I didn't was like, oh, I guess I was really stuck in my thoughts around the situation and this is what's happening. Like, no, it was just like a random thought. And I think because of that openness that it created in my mind, I was able to go and actually reach out to that person and follow up with him. And yeah, and he actually replied to me straight away, and he was I think he had COVID at the time, so he was just in bed and he couldn't really get back to me, but he was very happy that I got back to him, and he started up an interview with me like the following week. And yeah, and I feel like that gave me a peace of mind. And it also was like, after that happened, only then I was like, oh wow, I guess like I haven't even realized how much I was blocking it in my mind. And I think, you know, I could get there through like, oh, you just need to be positive and optimistic and just like, you know, things that everything is working out for you and stuff like that. But I think the thing is, when you're trying to combat mental patterns with other mental patterns, it can get really messy, and depending like how much logically inclined you are, you can just like create crazy mental mazes, and yeah, like it can get really wild to entangle between different thought patterns and stuff. Because if I'm gonna focus on like, yeah, I have everything I need, everything that is there for me, and I'm just gonna manifest and be positive, I could still, with that thinking, I could still be like, yeah, but I'm not gonna reach out because I already did, and you know, like if it's not for me, then it's not for me, kind of thing. And in that, like, I might actually not see other ways that are available to me, or not take that route of reaching out. So this is all just to say that practice is very much important, and a practice that is involved just, yeah, like I guess there is something to be said about repetition and not thinking, because even with the physical activity, there is so much that we rely on our mind to do, but in the end of the day, I think there is a lot to be done when our mind is actually turned off, and a part of it is rewiring those mental patterns and undoing the stuckness of the mind and creating more flexibility, so you can commit when you want to and take the direction and let go and flow much more easier through those transitions, through the unknownness, through the uncertainty, and yeah, and just not be scared of what lies ahead. Thank you for watching. I will include the prompt for the thought work and some of my favorite chants with YouTube links below the video. Thanks.